And both sides on the floor getting ready for the game ahead, and it's almost that time. Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr as we get set to bring you all the action. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, checking out Joakim Noah here. What can we expect from him?
Well, the big thing with Noah, Kevin, is that he's a hustle player. He gets on the glass. He's a tremendous offensive rebounder, and his long arms allow him to block shots defensively, get out and cover pick and roll with those quick feet. So this is a player who does a lot of things well.
And that dedication also manifests itself on the court, Steve. I mean, Joe has said himself, hey, I don't have the most talent. So he's really embraced, I'm going to work harder mentality.
You can feel the energy here in Air Canada Center. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls. And that loss puts them in danger of being swept in the season series here. So, to say the least, they'd like to avoid that.
Well, you hate to say it, but they showed a lack of heart at the defensive end in losing that game. Just no effort.
You know, I know the fans don't want to hear it, but you're exactly right. There was no energy, no assertiveness, no aggressiveness. The defense was just lifeless. It's not a night that they're going to look back on fondly.
So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It will be 3 points if he converts at the line.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy. You know, after the Rudy Gay trade sent Jose Calderon, Kyle Lowry said that now the Raptors were his team. And while that might be debatable, he's clearly got the talent to run a team at the point guard position.
And that one's good by Noah.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Here's Lowry. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, here's what the Raptors head coach had to say when we spoke earlier. He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And back to Kyle Lowry, a good passer, also an amazing rebounder for a 6-foot-tall guard.
He's physical, doesn't mind throwing his weight around. He's confident. You can see how aggressive he is offensively, always looking to draw contact and get to the free throw line.
And the basket good.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Wizards.
Yeah, they really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game, guys. In terms of their offense, nothing seemed to go right.
And once they started spiraling downward, there was no getting out of it, Steve. And their scoring just went dry. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Rose kicks to Butler. Ross grabs the board.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Lowry against Rose. The drive by Lowry. Here's Johnson. Noah with the block, and he's able to get it back. Here's Rose. He had 13 points in the win against Brooklyn.
Kevin, his passing is what blew me away. I mean, to see him orchestrate their offense so impeccably, that was a sight to behold.
He had a nice open look right there.
He can become a weapon for them if he gets going early from long range.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Outside, Butler shoots. Offensive rebound, Boozer. The kick outside to Butler. Back to Boozer. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist so he'd have to develop his left, and that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. Right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a debt of gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it. Now, here's Brewer. After the miss from Bargnani. The kick outside to Butler. Pulls up on the wing. Boozer passes to Noah. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that. You know, guys, when Noah came out of Florida, most people viewed him as just an energy guy or a role player, but I tell you what, I always saw him as a highly skilled player. He could pass it, he could put it on the floor, he's smart defensively. He's shown that he can anchor a defense, and he contributes double-doubles on a nightly basis.
Here's Rose. After the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Dishes it to Brewer. Feeds to Boozer. That's good. Boozer's got 6.
And things are going to come way too easy for him if he can get that deep post position.
I agree with you, Steve. You got to deny him the ball down there as best you can.
You know, for Noah Clark, as you were talking about, not just an energy guy, but Steve, he's a good ball handler. And he's a really good passer, for one thing. You know, at the top of the circle, he's got a great view of the floor, and he really can find the guy.
Yeah, well, it's so important these days to be able to make plays off of screen and rolls for a big guy to be able to catch at the foul line off that drop pass and then either score or find another shooter on the perimeter. Noah as good as anybody at that.
Here's Lowry. After the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Johnson penetrating, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Let's take a look at Ronnie Brewer and some of the stats for him. How this season has been coming along for him. He's averaging 4 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he knows he has some areas to work on, but he can be a big-time player at some point in his career.
Yeah, I agree, Steve. I mean, it won't be instant with him, but with each minute that he gets to play, you can see the improvement.
And Boozer gets it to go.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
Yep, it's been a clinic at that end of the floor, no question.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of 4 brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. And those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family, and he certainly has allowed his light to shine bright.
The Raptors making a switch here. Hansbrough's checked in. Raptors trail by 6. Now Lowry, he's got 7. DeRozan gets a screen from Valanciunas. DeRozan with it. Butler covering. Ross sinks the three-pointer. Ross has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Clark, you know, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. You know, it's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure there is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago, Derrick Rose. But, you know, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person. Has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Here is Hansbrough after the made shot from Joakim Noah. Passes to Ross. Shot clock at 2. Shot from 16. And again, it's Toronto converting.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Chicago leading by 3. Outside Rose. Pass to Boozer. Wide open. The shot is off. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. DeRozan with it. He's coming off a 25-point game against Washington. Ross dishes to Lowry. Pass to Hansbrough. Butler against DeRozan. Goes up from the top of the key. That one goes. Count. DeRozan's got 6.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like.
Rose with the ball. Now defended by Hansbrough, and he gets it to go. 10 points for Carlos Boozer.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
Lowry against Rose. And it's Lowry penetrating. But they get it back. Chicago grabs the miss. Boozer's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Right side Rose. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
It makes it so easy for your teammate when you can lead him with a pass like that one.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Chicago shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Boozer no good on the free throw.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
1:35 left to play here in the first. Right side Rose. He dishes it to Boozer. Now here's Brewer. Fields covering. And Butler, here we go. Back to Boozer. Excellent D there from Patterson. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for him, and Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
Here's Rose. After the made shot from Hayes, Rose kicks it to Noah. Back to Rose. The kick outside to Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And it's 6 points for Butler.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Morris kicks to Patterson. Here is Novak, defended by Butler. Morris off a pick from Novak. Clock at 6. Up off the screen. And it's good on the way in.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Rose passes to Noah. Back to Rose. Fires from the window. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like the fact he didn't rush it at all. Fantastic shot.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. It's Chicago up by 6. And we'll return shortly.
Tune in Thursday, February 20th. LeBron James and the Miami Heat take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Be there.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Inside, Gibson and Noah. Then there's Heinrich. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Morris kicks to Bargnani. Can't get it to go. So the Bulls will take it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Heinrich kicks to Gibson. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Gibson's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Bulls. Raptors trail by 8.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with a hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you could put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. And here is Morris. He feeds it to Nova. Here's Bargnani. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minute speed these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys played too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Now, here is Morris. Novak dishes to Morris. Morris off a pick from Fields. 5 on the clock. Bargnani inside the three-point line. And the shot is long. The Bulls leading by 10. And there's the feed to Butler. Here's Noah. Here is Novak. Morris off a pick from Hayes. Novak outside. And again, Toronto with the triple.
What a year Novak had last season with the Knicks. Kevin, one of the best spot-up shooters in the game. Has bounced around the league for a while, but finally got a chance to play in New York. And boy, did he make the most of it.
Yeah, that shooting stroke is really his meal ticket. Tremendously accurate from long range. Here's Morris. After the made shot from Gibson. Morris off a pick from Hayes. Now, here is Morris. Not a lot of room. And Hayes kicks to Novak. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. No good from Bargnani.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Heinrich outside from the arc. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but, you know, the defense still needs to keep an eye on him.
And the Raptors call time here.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. The focus of their discussion was getting their offense to run through Butler. That is one part of this game that Coach isn't particularly happy about. He wants him taking on more responsibility when they've got the ball. He also wants them using a fundamental offensive approach. Specifically, he'd like to see them running the pick and roll as often as they can. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Raptors on defense. Following Kirk Heinrich's three. Gibson against Johnson. Heinrich passes to Gibson. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Gibson's got 8 points.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 7. They need this, and it's rejected. And they'll keep possession. Moves back up. Johnson can't hit. Chicago leading by 14. Noah with a screen for Heinrich. Into Noah. The kick outside to Butler. The dive for the ball. And taken away by Johnson. Here is Ross. Covered by Noah. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And a chance here to check out the all-time single-season leaders in assists per game. The Utah Jazz's John Stockton, the featured player.
Yeah, and Isaiah Thomas cracking that top 5. This is one of those stats where you have to credit the teammates, too. You got to have shooters and finishers to complete the play, and those two, of course, played on some great NBA teams.
Now, here is Lowry. His last outing, he had 8 points. Fades away, and that one hits back iron.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
Gibson, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
What a game we've seen here for Gibson. He's got 8 points and 1 steal as well.
That free throw missing. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Noah. He hits the second from the line. Raptors trail by 15. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now here's DeRozan. 6 points for him. Back to Lowry. The dish to Hansbrough. 6 to shoot. That's good from Lowry on the assist from Hansbrough. And that's now 9 points for Kyle Lowry.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game. Tyler Hansbrough, a physical player, came out of North Carolina. He's known by his Pacer teammates as Gooch. Is really good at drawing fouls in bunches, even in limited playing time.
And for Hansbrough, a low career field goal percentage for a big man, but his free throws help make up for that in a way.
Yeah, he's a guy who's just going to put his head down and try to create contact, get to the line, find some garbage points around the basket, but he's an energy guy and someone you love having coming off the bench because of the spark he can provide when he enters the game.
Now here's DeRozan, averaging 20 points per game. To the left wing. It's stolen by Heinrich. Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that have really been controlling the boards during the past month. The Bulls in second.
I like how this team has been coming up big lately, Kevin. They seem to have a new dedication and energy to rebounding the ball, and it's paying off.
Heinrich with it, now guarded by DeRozan. And he gets it to go.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points, I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Toronto calls timeout. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Take a look at the Bulls. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, there's Toronto, just way behind.
Well, right now for the Raptors, they've proven they have a long way to go if they're going to be a competitive team in this league.
And even if they weren't expected to play at a high level this year, I think most people felt they were capable of being better than what they're showing right now.
Now, here is Lowry. 9 points in the game so far. Shot clock at 6. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 5th rebound in this one.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
That's good. Heinrich's got 6.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Now here is Lowry, averaging 14 points a game. No coverage that time.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Outside Rose. Gibson inside, and it's sent back by Patterson. DeRozan with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Now the pass to Ross. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Gibson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Snell, DeRozan defending. Outside Rose. He kicks it to Gibson. Back to Rose. It's stolen by Lowry. Here is Ross. He's covered by Rose. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. 1:19 left in the first half of the game. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from deep. They get it back. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Part of the reason that they're down is that they haven't been as strong in the paint here. I mean, they've gotten away from taking that ball into the paint with force and strength and attitude.
Bargnani is checked in for the Raptors. Here's Gibson. Nice D from Bargnani.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
50 seconds left to play in the first half. And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Back to DeRozan. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game. Well, another open jump shot there. Their defense not putting up much of a fight.
Rose against Lowry. From 10 feet out, shot's good from Bargnani. Bargnani's got his second basket of the night. Now Rose. He's got 5. Kicks to Heinrich. Back to Rose. With 1 on the clock, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Bulls lead by 17. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I have Derrick Rose, and Derrick, you guys were scoring pretty nicely as a unit here tonight. How do you facilitate that?
Just be more efficient. I'm taking less shots, making sure that I make my shots and take my time on the offensive end and getting people involved in the game.
Thank you, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And folks, the halftime show is coming up next, and then it's on to the third quarter. We'll step aside right now.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Damon Bruce here. Welcome to halftime. So far, it's not even close at Air Canada Center. Chicago with the lead against Toronto. No doubt a tough team to deal with, the best record in the conference. They're for real. We've watched Carlos Boozer do pretty much whatever he wants against the Toronto D. He's got 14 points and not much to complain about with his shot selection either. A nice field goal percentage in the first half. For the Raptors, they haven't been as good early on. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. Tough start for Terrence Ross. He's trying to make the home run play and all too often got caught striking out. And a look now at some games that have yet to tip off. For the Magic, they'll be up against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. That one tips off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And one game also on the docket. Out in Charlotte, it'll be the Bobcats against the Pistons. That one starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. The Suns out in Phoenix will go up against the Celtics. Start time, 7 o'clock Eastern. That'll be it for the halftime report. The second half is coming right up. Hope to see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Boozer has been great. He's got 14 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
Oh, they have to be. I mean, he's not giving up any ground in the paint, and when the ball goes up, I mean, it's his.
Raptors trail by 17. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Bargnani is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's DeRozan in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. That's good.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Chicago's gone along perfectly from three-point range. Tonight they've gone 5 for 5. Rose passes to Brewer. Feeds to Butler. Bulls moving the ball around. Here's Boozer. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Now here is Lowry. Left side Lowry. Dishes it to DeRozan. And again it's Toronto converting. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And it's Rose penetrating. Passes it to Noah. Brewer dishes to Rose. Pass to Brewer. On the high post. Rebound by Johnson. Raptors trail by 14.
You know, you got to love the way that Amir Johnson attacks around the rim, whether it's looking to finish off a play or grab a rebound or block a shot. You love his no-nonsense approach to defending and finishing in the lane.
And Amir Johnson, not just a finisher Clark around the rim, a shot blocker, pretty good defender.
Yeah, he's got excellent length for a power forward, and he's put some rocks in his pockets over the years. He's become better able to hold his ground inside. Folks, that means basically he's added some weight, is what's happened with Amir.
And he sinks the second. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Outside Rose. Here's Boozer. The kick out to Rose. Boozer inside. He's guarded by Johnson. Doesn't get the finger roll. Now Lowry. He's got 9. On the wing, DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists in the game.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Rose kicks to Brewer. Rose off the pick from Boozer. Off the pick. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Lowry passes to Ross. Back to Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. A moment now to look at the all-time list for blocks in a season. 7'4" Mark Eaton with 5.5 blocks a game. Wow.
That is a ridiculous number, Kevin. Eaton was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Just a 4th-round pick out of UCLA back in 1982. Tell you what, he sure panned out for the Jazz.
Raptors trail by 11. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Pass to DeRozan. Fades. No good off the front iron.
Really good work defensively. This coach has to be happy with his team.
Yeah, forcing that miss right there, great effort. You know, Joakim Noah, part of those back-to-back championship teams at Florida 2006 and 7, was kind of skinny in college in his first years in the league. But he's done a really good job of adding muscle to his frame. That work in the weight room and in his basement have served him well.
And with the big minutes that Joakim Noah is asked to play, it's a good thing he's been so dedicated to staying in shape.
He's another player, Kevin, who does yoga in the offseason. He's even trained with big wave surfers in Hawaii, going underwater with weights in his hands, doing jumping and running. Pretty interesting training regimen, but of course, he's a very interesting guy.
Pretty wild, huh? Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Now, here is Morris. He's covered by Rose. The Bulls leading by 13. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He said to his players, we can do a lot of damage if we get more aggressive about driving the lane and taking it into the teeth of this defense. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Here's Noah, and he goes in for the dunk. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
That's good.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
The Bulls have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul.
Look at the turnover situation, guys, and it's not been that bad. Just a handful, and when you take care of the ball like that, that can help you build a lead.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Toronto. Lowry comes in for Darius Morris. Here's the feed to Valanciunas. From the low block, Noah with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. With a break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These squads have been lights out this month. The Raptors third.
You know what, Kevin, as a team, they've been getting great results offensively. I mean, they seem to always get the ball to the right guy at the right time in the right position.
And so here is Chicago. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Shot's good.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Raptors trail by 16. Hayes with it. Outside Lowry. Hayes up top. He's covered by Boozer. Valanciunas. And again, no good by Toronto.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Noah with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Brewer dishes to Rose. Shot from the wing. And Brewer kicks to Rose. 6 to shoot. And it's Boozer that time, and the assist by Rose. 18 points for Carlos Boozer.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Hansbrough, a screen on Rose. And here's Hayes. Valanciunas inside, working on Noah. Offensive rebound, goes up again. No good at the rim.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Rose kicks to Boozer. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, this guy has a huge bag of tricks that he can dip into on the low block. He's really mastered an array of complicated moves.
And that makes him a splendid, supreme scoring threat in the post. I mean, he baits the hook, and the defenders almost always are biting. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Ross. Chicago grabs the miss.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Outside Rose. He dishes it to Boozer. 9 feet out. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That is his first foul of the game. Chicago making some changes. Gibson comes in for Carlos Boozer. And it's Heinrich in for Rose. Raptors trail by 19. Here is Lowry. 9 points in the game so far. He feeds it to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. Hansbrough against Noah. Shot to stop the drought. Almost, but it rolls out.
This is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Lowry passes to Hansbrough. Heinrich against Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And DeRozan. Here we go. Noah with the block. And now in transition is Heinrich. Here we go. And it's Butler missing.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Bargnani is checked in for Hansbrough. 1:14 left in the third. Lowry kicks to Bargnani. Right block shot, and that one's good. Bargnani's got 6.
That's the kind of finish we've gotten used to seeing from him in the low post.
To the right side. Lowry against Heinrich. 46 seconds left here in the third quarter. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
So a moment now to see the story on Kirk Heinrich. How last month turned out for him. 5th in three-point field goal percentage. And, of course, passing, such a big part of his game. One of the top 15 leading assist men in the NBA.
Yeah, and, you know, taking a look again at his three-point shooting, Steve, he's done an excellent job, I think, of finding open spots. His teammates help him get open, but he understands how to do that. And then he just splashes those triples.
Johnson, he's checked in for Ross. DeRozan dishes to Johnson.
Defensive foul.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And that one falls for Johnson.
Johnson.
And so he makes both from the line. 40 seconds left to play in the third. Heinrich outside. Butler on the wing. The 17-footer. And good on the basket. Book it. Butler's got 5 points in the quarter.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Outside Lowry. Left side Lowry. Now here's Patterson. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Boy, a big bonus for them to end the quarter as he beats the buzzer.
Talk about maximizing every last possession you've got. Right there, it was done.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Bulls up by 15. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
Tune in next Tuesday night, February 25th. LaMarcus Aldridge and the Portland Trailblazers take on Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets. A Northwest Division rivalry. Hoops action.
And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, with this assist, he shows you just what a well-rounded guard he really is. Kind of a combo guard, even though he's listed as a shooting guard. Really a diverse offensive skill set.
We're almost seeing more of that, aren't we? With some guys that have point guard skills that can play both those positions.
Yeah, for sure.
Chicago leading by 15. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for Chicago right now, inside, Gibson and Noah. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Heinrich. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Bargnani sets the screen for Lowry. There's the dish to DeRozan. Heinrich against Lowry. Heinrich with the steal. Left side Butler. Wide open look. Offensive rebound.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Here's Ross. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Johnson kicks to Lowry. On the pass to DeRozan. Clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you take a look at DeMar DeRozan out of USC. Just signed a really big contract recently, and I love his size and athleticism at the 2-guard position. And he came into the league as a guy who could finish inside. And despite the criticism he's received, I think he's really grown as a consistent perimeter shooter as well. This is a tough matchup for just about every other 2-guard in the league.
Now here's Heinrich. Kicks to Gibson. Outside Butler. Heinrich outside. Into Noah. Ross grabs the board. Ross has got his 3rd rebound tonight. And going into last season, DeMar DeRozan receiving a 4-year, $42 million contract extension.
Big money for a player who so far has shown himself to be a solid starter in the NBA, but obviously great potential, or the Raptors wouldn't have paid him. Still very young, can really run and jump. If he can improve that jump shot, he has a chance to be a star.
Here's DeRozan after the made shot from Gibson. And DeRozan, here we go. The baseline J. Good, he hits the jump shot. DeRozan's got 4 points this quarter. Game moves along, 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Chicago calls timeout.
You know, this is a trend that's catching on more and more in the NBA, and now DeMar DeRozan can be added to the list. He dipped his hands in wax prior to the game, so he has a soft feel of the ball. The paraffin wax, we call it.
And for DeRozan, Coach Casey wants him aggressive, attacking the basket. He needs that soft touch.
Well, DeRozan, yeah, he has to become a better shooter, and as he does, it will make him that much more effective when he's putting up the ball on the floor and getting to the rim, which he's already so good at.
Boozer, he's checked in for Noah. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. His message was this: all of us know these guys are capable of exploding and putting up points in a hurry. So I don't want to see anybody letting up until that final whistle blows. Guys, back to you.
Valanciunas, no good. The Bulls leading by 14. Rose goes in. And there's Boozer. That's good on the assist by Rose. 21 points for Carlos Boozer. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Lowry from outside. And again, Toronto with the triple. The Bulls have gone just 33% from the field in the 4th quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Rose, good.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Toronto's gone 4 of 6 from outside the arc tonight. Feeds it to DeRozan. And he gets it to go. DeRozan's got 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, he's been the key cog in their offense with the way he shot the ball.
His percentage today, beyond impressive. Certainly not his fault the score is what it is.
For 3, Heinrich. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here is Ross. He's covered by Boozer. This is to DeRozan. Six on the shot clock. Johnson down low, defended by Gibson. Look now at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
Shooting for Toronto, Amir Johnson.
That one is off.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
Sure helps that they've gotten extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback.
Now here's Heinrich from deep. Rose, and a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Heinrich's got his 7th assist in the game. Now Lowry Here's DeRozan. Here's Johnson. And Boozer with the block. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
11 seconds on the shot. 11.
And DeRozan. Here we go. Fires from 14. That's good on the jump shot. DeRozan's got 12 points here in the second half. Chicago leading by 14. Rose with the ball. Goes up on the wing. Again, Chicago. And here's Lowry. Lowry gets a screen from Johnson. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Good sets, good offensive sets are built on solid screens, and that was an example of how you don't want to set a pick.
Now here's Rose. Back to Heinrich. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds in the game. Johnson with a screen on Rose. And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got 5 points now this quarter.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Snell. The kick out to Rose. From outside, off the mark. Raptors trail by 14. Here is Ross. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. And he gets the bucket. DeRozan's got 20 points. Chicago's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Chicago calls timeout.
Looks like he saw some things out there that needed adjusting and wants to talk it over a little bit with his club.
I don't think you can ever go wrong burning the timeout if you see something you don't like and you need to talk about it.
Bulls making a switch here. Noah's checked in. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hey, Kev. Well, Toronto's head coach had some words for his team over the break. The one point he really drove home was that defensively, they have to do a better job of taking away the outside shot. They're going to be dedicating more manpower to the perimeter from now on. The second thing he said to them was that they need to go to the boards hard at the defensive end on every single shot. That was abundantly clear. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Lowry with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to 12 points again in the basket from Kyle Lowry. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Rose gets the bucket.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
The Raptors have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Lowry against Rose. Lowry kicks to Bargnani. To the inside. Here's DeRozan. And Boozer with the block. And he recovers it. Ross, that's good.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
The Bulls leading by 12. Rose attacking. Here's Noah. That one rolling around and rims out.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Three-pointer, Lowry, good. Lowry's got 10 points in just the second half.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
Lowry against Rose. He kicks it to Noah. Snell. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. And the Bulls lead by 11. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. Lowry kicks to Ross. DeRozan against Boozer. And DeRozan, here we go. Pulls up. A shot by Lowry, no good. Bulls have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Rose with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Step back shot. No good off the back of the rim.
And now just watching the clock wind down in what will turn out to be a win here for Chicago.
Clark, the differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easily.
They made the defense adjust by moving the ball like that, and there was no answer for it.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season. It'll go down as their 48th win. Three-pointer, Lowry. And it's Lowry again missing.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And that one's good by Butler.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Lowry for three. The offensive rebound. But they'll get another chance. Passes it to Ross. Johnson left side. Pass to Ross. Outside Lowry. Over Rose. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Joakim Noah. And Joakim, how important is this win for the team at this juncture of the season in terms of the way that each individual is working for the common goal?
It was a big win for us. We need everybody right now. Just got to keep fighting, and I know that the playoffs are coming.
It won't be long now, Joakim. Thank you so much, guys.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Carlos Boozer.